What's going on, everybody? I'm trying this new intro for a clean and lubricate series. I hope you like it. Have you ever wondered how the hell do you clean and lubricate this bad boy? I'm gonna show you, especially when we're using this stuff. Let's get down to the tabletop and see how we're gonna do this. Alright, everybody, hope you're excited for today's how to clean and lubricate video, Tec 9. I've been very vocal about this being one of my favorite all-time firearms. Yes, they're not really reliable. They are kind of made very cheaply, but the importance that this firearm holds in history is something I hold near and dear to my heart. I love this gun. I've talked about the story of this gun in the video that I did on it. We did a full presentation on it, which there will be a link in the description below. So let's get right into it. So first off, obviously we're gonna need Tec 9. We're gonna make sure it's clear, nothing in the mag, and it's clear. So now we're gonna do a quick disassembly. But before we do that, we're gonna go over some of the tools that we're gonna be using when it comes to cleaning and lubricating Tec 9. Obviously, we're gonna be using the gun cleaners solvent and lube, just like we did the last video. I'm gonna leave a link in the description to go check these guys out again. So again, hope you guys like this product. I'm actually really starting to enjoy it. I like the performance of it. And we're also, how about this? We're not gonna have a huge issue with the jags this time because I got some small bore cleaners, bore patches. I know the last time I used the extra large ones, but I did find my smaller patches. So, and I'm gonna leave all the links in the description below if you guys want to pick any of this stuff up, like whether it be the patches, the bore brushes, the jags, anything. But just wanted to let you guys know that we're gonna use that. We got plastic oh, that didn't really work out. We got plastic nylon brushes. We're using the Otis. I have a huge Otis cleaning kit from college, so we're gonna be using the 9mm specific. Yes, it does say 38, but it is a 38 caliber in every sense of the word. We got a wire, and we're going to be using a microfiber cloth. So, let's get right into it. Now, all you're really going to need to take this down is one simple tool, and that is this. It is a 5/32 punch, and we're going to go over the disassembly right now. So, we're going to flip it over. You're gonna take the punch. You're gonna go to this takedown pin right here. Push it through. You don't really need anything else. If you had a bench block, it could be useful because you could place it like right under here for some leverage, but usually you're not gonna need it. Now you're gonna take your takedown pin, put it to the side. Take this, put this to the side right now, because usually I like to focus on the upper first because the lower receiver is literally just plastic. It's just a little bit of a trigger guard. That's about it for the Tec 9 lower. A lot of the stuff you don't want to clean is in the upper receiver. So now, you can use a screwdriver for this, but I don't really need it half the time. You can just unscrew the back. And also this helps out too because this is under spring tension, as you can see. So if you just make sure you grip the back of the Tec 9 very well so your end cap doesn't go flying across the room. So you take the end cap, put that to the side, and also now you take the springs, pull these out. I'm gonna go over how to put these back in for reassembly, but just take this, put that to the side. Now, I have an aftermarket bolt, so this charging handle, so it's gonna be a little bit not really different, but just so if you're like, oh, that doesn't look like mine, I have an aftermarket charging handle. So we're gonna lift up, push it back. All right. This is okay if this happens. This piece right here holds your firing pin. Now, drop the firing pin out. Now, once you have the charging handle back to this spot, you can literally just pop it out, place that over here, then here's your bolt, and this is essentially a fully field strip Tec 9. It's not that more complex than you think. It's really just a few parts. So let's put that over here. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take the solvent and we're just gonna spray down some of the parts. Just spray it all down. I can't stress enough, guys, this gun cleaner solvent is it's one of the best solvents I've used. I like the end product. Just gonna get in there. It's non-toxic, does not leave a smell like, you know, if you've used hoppies in the past. Get right around in here. This is where the firing pin is. You want to make sure all that channel is all cleaned up. But definitely go check out the gun cleaners. I'm gonna leave a link in the description below for you guys to go check it out. Alright, so then this is when we take the microfiber cloth. This is actually very clean for the most part. I keep it very clean just because these are known for malfunction, so I don't want anything to happen to it. Okay, put that to the side right now. Springs, we're pretty much all set. You don't really need to clean the firing pin. Just this is at one point where you want to inspect it. You want to make sure, okay, is there any deburring? Is it seemed like it's bent at all? That's when you want to check that out. The only thing I would recommend is cleaning the channel that holds the firing pin. And we're going to take this and just lightly go over, get any built up carbon, and just get it out of there. Take the microfiber cloth, dry that off a little bit. So I hope you guys are all being safe. I know at the time of this filming there's a bunch of stuff going on in the world that is, you know, it's tough to talk about, but all I hope is you guys are being safe, your families are safe, and you're staying away from all the craziness. Now, this is the main focus of where you want to clean. So, let me get the punch to point out. So, as you can see, that is the bore. But, right here, hopefully, okay, here we go. Right here, this is where a lot of built up carbon, I don't know if that's going to focus. Hopefully it does. Hopefully this is focusing. Right here is where you want to be mostly concerned about the excess carbon. Then you get the breach right here. So what we're going to do is, again, take the solvent, spray it in there, take the brush, and just get all in there. Clean the feed ramp too, because that will just make your life a whole lot easier. I know these guns, you can even tell in the video that we have that we had some malfunctions. It's gonna happen. That's just how these guns are made. They are really fun to shoot. They come in a 10, 20, 33. I think they make a 50. I've heard they made a 75 round drum. I've never seen it, but they are fun to shoot. Very nostalgic. It's always a head turn at the range too. So pretty much everything's all set. Now what we're gonna do is not get the jag and the pull through rope stuck this time, because I know that was kind of annoying in the last video and when we were going over the Heritage Rough Rider single action pistol. So what we're gonna do first is, this is a little bit more different because it is a, you know, it's different caliber, but take the solvent. It is good to put it down here, coat it. Okay, it's all pissing out everywhere. You gotta love it. So, what we're gonna do is feed a smaller patch this time. Let that sit down there for about, you know, 20 seconds as I'm feeding the patch through the jag. Okay, and I am going breech to muzzle. Okay. Friggin' patch. I had a Glock patch stuck to my cleaning mat, if you're wondering. Alright, look at that. It comes right through. Now this is the stuff you want to definitely get checked out. Let that focus. All that excess carbon. Like I said, I've cleaned this many times because we've been going under what we call quarantine. So when you get bored, you're gonna realize, guys, that hey, you tend to clean your guns just to keep your sanity. That's another reason why I'm making this video, is because, again, when you cleaning your firearms, you get to inspect it, but also it's almost therapeutic. It's the act of almost taking down the firearm to its, you know, springs. You get to make sure, we're gonna pull another patch through just to make sure it's extra clean, and you get to almost relax, and that's what we need in this time of the world where everyone's always everyone's mad, a lot of stuff's going on politically. But when you clean your guns, it gives you the opportunity to get away from all the craziness and you just chill out. And that's exactly what this country needs, is to just chill the F out. Alright, so that seems pretty clean. So this is what we're going to do now. Now we're going to reuse that because that is spotless. I would check, I don't know how well this is going to show in the camera. Alright. I don't even know if this is going to focus. Hopefully you can see. That does look very clean. I don't know how good that's focusing. It's supposed to autofocus, but it's all good. Alright, so we're going to put this away for now. Oh, almost forgot. Completely forgot. So this is where you want to take the solvent and take your lower, and all you're going to do is just go to this spring right here. This is pretty much that allows the hammer to go through and all that stuff. Just take your brush, clean that up a little bit. I didn't mean to bump the camera, sorry. Clean that up a little bit. You don't really need to do that much with it. So you're going to take your microfiber cloth. I'll wipe that up. Alright, cool. Now, we are now set with the solvent. This is where we get the lube. Take this, spray it just where the springs are. This is where I like to spray. I want to spray it right in here. That's really all you need. Just a quick. There you go. I'll just take a patch and getting all nice and lubricated. So your lower is pretty much all set. Now, this is another thing I like to do. I like to coat the bore with the lube. It is safe to do. Now, like I said in the last video, you guys are going to find different avenues of cleaning your firearms. This is just how I like to clean mine, and I've had good results with it. But always, you know, it's kind of at discretion of the shooter. You might use a different product. You might use a different type of cleaning method. You might take a brass brush to the breech face of, or the feed ramp of this Tec 9. It's all what works for you. So now I spray the lube down the bore. I just quickly wipe this out. Get that. And feed it back through again. Look at that. That's I have a feeling once I get this back out to the range, I am going to do a part 2 to the Tec 9 video because I wasn't really that happy with it. I think what I'm going to do is order a new firing pin just to double check, because that's what was causing a lot of the failure to fires and some of the jamming. I think I'm going to take a quick look at it, and it looks like I can deburr the feed ramp of the firearm just to kind of help out with feeding as well. A little bit. Unfortunately, these were considered one of the more prevalent firearms in the gang culture down in Miami when they were first brought to the market. So another thing I like to quickly do is spray on the inside of this, of the upper receiver, because this is where the bolt is going to ride. Now take your microfiber cloth, just move it around a little bit, get it nice and lubricated. There you go. Now, take the bolt, this nice silver mallet. Okay, microfiber cloth. There we go. Oh, nice and slippery. So this is where the reassembly comes into play. Drop this down. Make a very loud chunk. Now what we're gonna do is This is where we take the firing pin and the firing pin retainer. Click that on, and I have it in this sort of configuration. Now this might take a couple tries just because it's open-ended, but now you just push the bolt out just a little bit so it can get into the channel, and then make sure I'm in the right spot. Then you want it in this configuration where the firing pin goes in the lower of the two holes. Slide that through. Okay, now then you take your springs, also lube the springs up nice and good. The larger end is going to go in obviously first, and you're going to be able to feel this around, guys. I know it's not coming well on the camera, but you're going to be feeling around. The larger pull, the larger guide rod is going to go in first. I keep wanting to say pull, but it's not. So make sure you feel that around. There you go. Now tip it on its side. Push it in. Also, wait, forgot something. This is why you don't want to rush through this, guys. That's why I want to make sure I'm getting you a step-by-step guide. Pull the bolt back a little bit just so you can get the charging handle in. Pop it in that hole real quick. Okay, now pull it forward. Then take your guide rod springs, roll it through there. Okay, now push it down like this with your thumb. Rest it a little bit. Now put your end cap back on. Now I know I said I was going to use a brass bristle brush, but since it wasn't really that clean, I didn't find the need to it. Obviously look down the bore of the firearm to make sure that it doesn't need to have some brass brushes go through it. Now I'm doing this off camera, it's just so I can get a better tightening. Like I said, you can use a screwdriver or like a quarter or something to put the end cap back on. It's not fully needed, but it just makes it easier. I've been so used to just pulling it and twisting it myself. Get it to the point where it is fully screwed in though. Okay, there you go. Take the lower receiver. Now this is going to be a little bit difficult. This spot on the lower receiver, this little hole, there's a nub on the upper receiver. Make sure the nub goes through that little detent right there so the upper receiver can mend with the lower receiver very well. So like so, get it in that little spot. As you can tell, it's all locked in. Now click it down, and then there's a little detent you want to make sure you pass. Now my hands are all slippery because I've been playing with lube. And get your mind out of the gutter, guys. Come on. This is the only thing that's kind of a you-know-what to get through. You can pull the bolt back a little bit just to make sure you can get a certain spot in on the lower receiver. So take the takedown pin, and you can take your punch, and there you go. There you go. I usually use the rear of the punch just to make sure it's fully surfacing it. Again, it's a 5/32 inch punch, and get that there. I do recommend you wash your hands a little, dry your hands off, because you can tell, I don't know if you can tell by the camera, but it's all just greasy from the gun cleaner's lube. Now put the cap back on that. So what you'll also recommend you do is just pull the charging handle and run the action a little bit to get all that lubricant that you sprayed, and then at the same time take the lube again I know it's really, you know, overkill, but with these guns, the better they're lubed, the better they're gonna run. So I'm gonna cheat the bolt back just a little bit. Now guys, once you take your microfiber cloth, just wipe it all down, make sure it's all nice and lubricated. Do a safety check. And it locks in. Other than that, your Tec 9 is officially cleaned and lubricated. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There's gonna be a lot more coming like it, different firearms that, you know, hopefully down the road, if you're a new firearms owner, you pick up, say, like a Tec 9. I know we had the clean and lubricate of the Heritage Rough Rider. Hopefully down the road, these videos can help you out while you're just looking to kind of maintain and service your firearms. So we're gonna get back up top. Thank you again for watching. Don't forget, we're having a 250 subscriber giveaway, and I will see you up top in 5, 4, and... Alright everybody, I hope you enjoyed this week's video on how to clean and lubricate a Tec 9 9mm pistol. As we could tell from the tabletop that this was clear, but just to make sure, no mag, and it is clear. So again, if you want to check out the gun cleaners products, I'm going to have a link in the description for you to go to their website and follow them on Instagram. They're a great people to work with. I've done a couple videos for them in the past. They're actually the first company to actually send me some product. Yes, they did send me this stuff. They're not paying me for this review, so if you're thinking that way, kind of blow it up where the sun don't shine. But we will see you next week, and don't forget our 250 subscriber giveaway. And if you want to feel like a gangster with this Tec 9, also try and check out the guys over at Shall Not Comply. They were nice enough to send me a good care package. This shirt is amazing. They're not paying me for this either. I'm just helping out the guys that help the two-way. Go follow them on Instagram. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. So we'll see you next time, everybody. Join us next week for another How To Wednesday. Have a good one.